Japan Pot 93, I beg your pardon, Japan Pot 73, to make sure that they have entry when politicians consider issues like tax rates, consolidation and rationalizations of firms, industrial and safety standards, and protection against foreign industrial threats. They make regular collective political contributions as a sector. On more detailed issues, they deal regularly with the bureaucracy, and major trade associations include staff members who were elite bureaucrats in big ministries, creating much smooth relationship with the bureaucracy. The association discussed virtually every issue considered by MITI in their sphere, for even if MITI eventually resolves the issue, it would not do so without fully understanding the dominant views of the sector. In a declining industry, it is the trade association that helps the shape depression, and that D-shaped helping depreciation is certainly going to make its own way into it. MITI in their spheres, or even MITI eventually resolves the issue, it would not do so without fully understanding the dominant views of the sector. In a declining industry, it is the trade association that helps the shape of the depression cartel with the appointment of the quotas for the reduced production. When the United States demands that Japan limit exports to the United States, this association, in cooperation with MITI, apportions quotas for reducing exports, although paradoxically the kind of restraint the United States demands is prohibited in America. And it is by the antitrust legislation, similarly in times with the growth, because of the danger of overheating the economy and of creating excess capacity. It is this industrial sector organization that works out with the appropriate MITI branch a fair system for restraining expansion. The sectoral associations sometimes develop special projects which they administer directly. The Banking Association, for example, developed the system that permits deposits to be transferred by centralized computer operated by the Banking Association from any regular commercial bank to any account in any other commercial bank. The steel sector, entrusted in keeping down the cost of the electricity and fuel, takes an active role in securing stable sources of energy for the entire nation and in lobbying within the Kadanon and the government to limit the inflationary pressures of electricity and fuel costs. Similarly, the automobile sector seeks to keep down the cost of the steel as well as electricity and fuel so it may continue to compete internationally. After the consolidation of Nippon Steel Corporation in 1969, counter pressures to check oligopolies of the monopolies and the sectoral cooperation grew rapidly. These pressures rose to new heights in 1973 after some companies took advantage of the oil embargo jitters to corner certain markets and restrict the flow of the goods, profiteering from the artificially high prices. The Fair Trade Commission, then fueled by the popular sentiment, drew on long-standing American trust busting efforts to fight sectoral cooperation and monopolies.